Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
All right, let's take it from the top again. Places. Action.
Well, let's see. We have on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know is on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I say who's on first, what's on second, I don't know is on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
You going to be the coach, too?
Yes.
And you know the fellow's name?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing
Who
first.
is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to our new one-hour format of Classic Radio Rewind. I'm Barry Slinker, and we have an action-packed 1 hour of old-time radio classics ahead. Later, we'll hear from Whitehall-1212 from 1952. But we're going to kick off this week's episode with Bold Venture, starring Humphrey Bogart as Slate and Lauren Bacall as Sailor. Two interesting character names, to say the least. In 1951, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall starred in Bold Venture, a radio adventure series set in Havana and filled with action, romance, and intrigue. Bogart played Slate Shannon, a hotel owner and adventurer, while Bacall portrayed Sailor Duval, his captivating ward. The show featured exotic Cuban settings, gunfights, and a colorful cast of characters. It was produced by their company, Santana Productions, and backed by a hefty budget of $12,000 per episode. Out of the 78 episodes of Bold Venture that were originally produced, 57 episodes are currently known to be in circulation. We here at the WOTR Radio Network has all 57 of these episodes, and we're going to jump into one right now. In this episode, an expedition to recover sunken treasure, only 20 fathoms down, has Slate and Sailor drowning in danger. From August 13th in 1951, this is Bold Venture with Sunken Spanish Gold.
Bold Venture. Adventure, intrigue, mystery, romance, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Together in the sultry setting of tropical Havana and the mysterious islands of the Caribbean. Bold Venture. Once again, the magic names of Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall bring you Bold Venture and a tale of mystery and intrigue.
I offer information to all who heed. If a recuperation is your very first need, invest several dollars for peace and rest. Come to Shannon's place and be our guest. We've a reasonable hotel right on the bay. Feature seafood marinated and a filet. If keeping stomach happy you should chance to tire, just step to the beach, we've a boat for hire.
Hey, that's a neat pitch for a hotel if I ever heard one, Shannon. Where'd you find King Moses?
In a gin rummy game in Port-au-Prince. I knocked with 3.
This is a new version of it, Joe. The last time Slate told it, he was sitting on the beach and a bottle washed up on the shore. He pulled out the cork, and there was King Moses. You were a lot smaller then, weren't you, King?
Oh, yes, Miss Sailor, I've grown.
Who put you in the bottle in the first place?
The wind. I was sitting there playing my guitar, and a hurricane came up. There just happened to be a bottle lying around.
Yeah, well, the way it really happened, Joe, was that...
I'll settle for the last one, Shannon. Now, what about it?
Well, I don't know. I admit it appeals to me, but diving for sunken treasure isn't exactly the way I want to make my way in life.
Well, he's not asking you to dive for anything, Slate. He just wants to use your boat. Isn't that right, Joe?
Sure, I'll do the diving, your boat, your equipment. We'll split whatever we find down the middle.
My equipment, I haven't had a diving suit since I lived in Hawaii.
And that was the time when all the beach boys who dived for quarters almost starved. Slate stood on the bottom of the ocean in his diving suit and a large tin cup.
That's where I met Mr. Slate.
That's right. King Moses was making change.
May I say something?
Oh, please do.
I know where the bark Hesperides is. An old slaving ship returning from the Carolinas with gold. It sank. I know where it sank.
Where?
I've listened a lot, and I've got me a lot of old charts. I can draw an X on a map of the Caribbean, and that's where the Hesperides is.
The lady asked you where.
Look, off here, the smallest island on Portuguese Key. This reef we use as a mooring. Get a bow hawser on the reef point. Shall I go on?
Yeah, I like it.
Back off 300 feet, drop a stern anchor, and we're secure. Then climb into a suit and jump down. Just 20 fathoms down, and gold.
Seeing you this way, Danny, talking to the seagulls, feeding them, one could think you were a man of kindness.
Yeah, would one, though. You bring the stale loaf of bread like I told you?
See? Here.
Break it up in little pieces for me, Filippo.
So it would be tempting to their digestive juices?
Just chock full of cute sayings, aren't you? Now give it to me. Here, pretties. Feed your ugly faces. That's it. Fight for it, you feathered beastie. Fight for it. Look at them, Filippo. Cute, aren't they?
Because they are hungry?
Happens to all of us.
Soon maybe you have flaky pastries to feed to your birds. They might kill each other for them. You'll like that, huh, Danny?
Yeah, I'll like. How are we doing with that part of it?
I'll follow this Joe Cowan like a stray dog. Into alleys, into gutters.
Had fun, huh?
He talks much of the sunken ship Hesperides, of the gold that lies in a rotting hulk for fishes to nibble on. But when I stroke his ear and whisper, where? He'd kick me and laugh.
Because you're a stray dog, Filippo.
I once was of dignity. I, too.
Yeah, I know. You were a big man in the deep-sea diving set, but you got the bend. Your lungs got tired. You're a cripple, Filippo, a cripple with an itching palm.
And you are a prize to be dishonorably discharged from the Navy? To gloat over hungry birds?
That's why all that gold cries out to us, because we're cripples, you and me. We're not doing so good, huh, Filippo?
We're doing excellent. Only in the last hour, Cowan went into the hotel of Shannon. I think to hire Shannon's boat. I think to hire Shannon, because he needs such things to gorge himself on what is in the Hesperides.
Well, what do you know about that? Now maybe we can stroke Shannon's ear a little. Hand me some more of that bread, Filippo. I feel kindly toward things. Chow time, pretties.
And now, Mr. Shannon, for buying all this equipment from me, may I congratulate you?
Go right ahead.
I congratulate you.
I think he's got something else on his mind, Slate.
See. Now, what can it be? Is it possible? No. It is, senor, a feeling that you have forgotten something.
I don't see what. I've got the compressor, the lines, the diving suit, everything.
See, which means that now I have no compressor, no lines, no diving suit. Is that fair, I ask myself?
Something's awry, huh, Chico?
See, now it comes. Alakazam! You have not paid me.
Oh, we've done business before. Put it on the cuff.
But, senor, I cannot open the cash register. It is so stuffed with cuffs. White cuffs, pink cuffs.
I'll tell you what.
I listen.
If I make any money out of this trip, I'll give you 10%.
This is a modern way of payment?
Only squares use money. Think of what you can do with 10%.
I need some caulking compound, amigo.
Oh, see, your cock is my command. It is in the back room. I will fetch it.
My, what a lot of equipment you got, mister. Going diving?
Uh-huh.
Diving for what?
Boiled shrimp.
With hot sauce.
Just asking. My, look at that. Real honest-to-Betsy deep-sea stuff. What are you looking for, mate, Gold?
Slate, he's pinching the diving suit. Mother told me there'd be men like that.
You got a yen for diving gear, Buster?
For gold, huh? Lucky people. Need a hand?
Uh-uh.
For sunken gold. I'm nosy, curious, a dreamer. Tell me where so I can dream about it. Tell me.
Back up, friend.
Just whisper it. Come on. Come on, tell me or I'll...
Dream about it, Buster.
Is that gentleman lying there what we call a gentleman with gold fever, Slate?
Senor, here's the compound for cocky. Yay! What you do lying on the floor?
He's got a split seam, Chico. Caulk him. Let's go, sailor. What's the etiquette, sailor? How long does one wait for a tardy deep-sea diver?
How should I know? I've never been stood up by a man who wears a bubble on his head.
Now you have. How does it feel?
I feel like a girl with an empty deep-sea diving suit and nobody to shove into it. That's how.
You and me. We're wallflowers, sailor. We've been invited to a dance and nobody wants to waltz with us.
You'll show, Slate. If I know anything about men who get their kicks out of pacing the ocean floor looking for gold...
You know, when I was a kid, I used to tickle my feet with dreams like this. Gold in a sunken ship at the bottom of the Caribbean.
Let's go home, Slate. I'm tired. The Bold Venture's tired. It's all tired, all of it.
Maybe something happened to Joe. Maybe somebody got to him, like the guy who tried to get to me.
Yeah, maybe. That's why I want to go home. Come on, Slate. I'll buy you some gold-covered chocolates.
Or maybe he's celebrating. Joe's a guy who likes to celebrate for any excuse at all.
You're going to look for him, huh, Slate?
Yeah. How'd you guess?
I peeked through the hole in your head and saw the gold already folded in. Hurry back, Slate.
You lost, senor? We have many things in this place to make a man find himself.
Joe Cowan, is he here?
I have just made a pleasurable tour of inspection. Joe Cowan wasn't anywhere in it. Too bad for Joe.
Look, I'm asking in a polite way, Pedro. Has Joe Cowan been here?
See, many choruses ago. It was on this one he left us.
Did he tell you where he was going?
See, to the bottom of the ocean sea.
Did he tell you anything else?
Only that he would come back for the girl who is dancing there. Oh, look at her, senor. And wherever you go, you will come back too.
Yeah, I might at that.
Ask for Joe at Papa Gomez. Papa knows all the children of the barrio.
Yeah, I'll put in a good word for you, Pedro. And for her, too. She needs it.
You are Slate Shannon. Your name is whispered in the barrio, often.
By Joe Cowan?
By him also.
Well, then maybe he told you why he hasn't met me like he was supposed to.
Why you not go ask him yourself in the place where he sleeps?
That's what I've been yearning to do. For 4 hours now I've been yearning like that. Where does a man like Joe sleep?
The latest pillow is in a yellow house on Bolivar Street, number 8. This thing of you and Joe, my blessings, child.
Thanks, Papa. I may be able to use them. Joe! Joe, it's me. Slate Shannon, open up.
Enter Slate Shannon.
Who are you?
Do as he says, Shannon. I got something that'll knock your eye out. This gun.
Well, it's the curious buster with the diving bug. How was it being unconscious? Did you dream?
Inside.
I must say it, Shannon. Your banging made almost enough noise to awaken the dead, but not quite.
What are you talking about?
Observe, please, the dirty couch. Then observe slightly on top of it. He is definitely dead, Shannon.
Yeah, mostly he doesn't breathe. You jealous, Shannon?
Why'd you kill him?
Once he was useful. Thus he lived long enough to tell us the position of the Hespides. Under duress, I assure you. And thus his usefulness expired. And thus he died.
Meaning we're going diving, Shannon. Him, me, you, that dame, your equipment, your boat. Diving, splashing. Oh, I tell you, we'll have fun.
What do you think of it, Shannon?
Splashing too, huh? Well, the man's already said it. We'll have fun.
Back to Bold Venture. Our stars, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, and the second act of our story.
Feels good to have an old sea hand at your right hand, huh, Captain Shannon?
Couldn't live without it.
Hold the thought, kid, how you couldn't live without it. How you doing with the charts, Mr. Val?
I tried to eat them like you told me, Slate, but I don't know. I've lost my taste for old parchment. I'm just jaded, I guess.
Sailor Duval of the able body. The gun I hold on you don't make good sauce, does it, Candy Mouth?
Try me without it.
A promise I make to myself. Hey, Filippo, you've been gazing into the sea spaces long enough. Come up with something.
Wait! Portuguese king off port bow! Steady as she goes!
You made it, Captain. Now find the teeniest island, and I'll bet I'll find you a reef to moor my dreams to. Just like Dead Joey said.
Feel in your pockets, Danny boy, because you forgot something.
I got you, I got the charts, I got
everything but a diver. You broke Joe Cowan in two, remember? That makes this a twilight cruise. It's been fun, Danny boy, just like you said.
I remembered, Captain. I brought a diver.
Filippo? You won't send him down. He'd die before he found the gold.
Oh, Filippo found time to cry on your shoulder about his lungs, huh?
Yeah. Anyone else, it would have broken my heart.
I'll give you someone else. Shannon. And Shannon dives.
You're crazy. All I ever dove for was abalone off Santa Monica.
And 2-bit pieces off the shores of Manacora.
That's why I got Filippo, to give you hints. Go hit the sack, Captain. Come daybreak, you'll need all your strength.
Slate, I've been watching you. Mind if I watch from up close?
Don't make me talk, sailor. I want to save up on my breath.
You could do that better if you slept.
So they tell me.
You'll die, Slate. They'll use you to bring up the gold. Then they'll let you die.
The thought has occurred to me. Where are the playmates?
They're asleep.
Oh, don't you believe it, baby. Nobody sleeps on a night like this. Not you, not me, not them. Nobody.
There must be a way. There must be.
I've been looking for it in the water, sailor. In the bright lights on the backs of the phosphorescent fish. So far, they haven't spelled out a word.
Try me, Slate. It's a word on my lips. Read it.
Yeah. Just the word I was looking for.
A very romantical picture you two make in the tropic moonlight.
What I tell you, sailor? Nobody sleeps.
You're wrong, Shannon.
Why'd you do that? He wasn't even...
Because I owed him one. Because he needs his sleep, Candy Mouth. Like I told him. I didn't think he'd need a gun butt to sing him a lullaby.
I'll kill you.
I could enjoy it from you. No? I'll just throw a blanket over him. I want him all tingly and refreshed in the morning.
Flake the air hose so it won't kink, Danny.
It's flaked.
You checked the air pump, the compressor?
10 times. I counted on my fingers.
The lifting gear, secure?
It's holding on for dear life.
How about me, Danny boy? Want to check me?
Filippo tells me you'll need a lifeline. I give it to you because Filippo tells me.
I'll never forget you for little things like this, Filippo.
The helmet, and we are ready.
Wait. Come back to me, Slate.
Are you crazy? Where else have I got to come back to?
Come on, Shannon. Stuff your head into the steel balloon.
Anything for you, Danny boy. Let's check the intercom, shall we? Just for kicks. Hello? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, Shannon. Intercom okay. You are going over the side now. Okay, Danny.
Shannon?
Yeah, Filippo, who'd you expect?
I give you your depth. Here comes 12 fathoms. Now.
Thanks a lot. Can't we go any faster? As long as I'm doing this, I'd like to have a little thrill.
Don't beg for it, it will come. You are safe at this speed, but no faster.
What's my depth now?
Here comes 14 fathoms. Now. How is it?
Never had it better. Lots of light, very blue.
How's your air?
Lovely. How's yours?
The ship, do you sight it?
Nothing. All I see is what's in front of my faceplate. I'm going round and round, real slow. The blue light. Pretty tropical plants. It's a world apart, Filippo. You don't know what you're missing. Hey, Hey, hold me up. Quick, hold me up.
Trouble?
Big trouble. Amanda Ray, a killer. It's coming for me. Hold me up. Up.
Shannon, if he's seen you, it's too late.
Up, up.
You have a knife, Shannon. Use it. Use it.
It's you or me, killer. Okay, Shannon. Let's see how good you are against Amanda Ray.
There he is, Filippo. Give me a hand with him.
Be gentle with him, can't you?
It is touching, Miss Duval, your concern for perhaps a dead man. But you are in the way.
Yeah, let's get with that helmet.
Let me help.
As you wish it.
Breathing. Slate. Slate, speak to me. Are you all right?
How'd you get inside this Amanda Ray, sailor?
So that blood that came to the top was the Ray's. I'm happy for you, Shannon. Take a small rest, then you will try the ocean again.
How is it down there, Shannon?
Good footing. Give me more line. I want plenty of slack in both my lines.
You heard him. Give him line.
Miss Duval.
What do you want?
Shut up.
There's something ahead. Wait.
What is it, Shannon? Shannon, what do you see? Can you hear me?
Give me that phone. Slate. Slate, what's the matter?
Hi, sailor. I found me a boat.
I will take it. The phone, Miss Duval.
It's the Hesperides, all right. There's the name.
Very good, Shannon. Can you get on deck?
Sure, she's lying on her side. Looks like the boat's split in the middle, amigo. Half of it's gone.
The gold was in the cabin. What of the gold?
Well, now take it easy, will you?
Shannon, the gold! Shannon!
You want gold, Filippo? I've got it.
Put it on the platform, friend of mine, and send it up to me. Do not be a fool. I can cut your airline.
One ingot at a time, Filippo, so I'll know I'll be alive for the next one.
Shannon, I will cut them.
No, you won't. Then you wouldn't know where your next ingot is coming from. Haul up the platform, amigo.
He didn't do so good, did he, Filippo? 6 lousy lumps of gold.
You should have your lumps like that every day.
Now, if I am correct, Shannon, you say we must return to Havana for more equipment.
That's right.
So, you two fellows drop us off at Havana, hire yourselves another boat, and go golding all by yourselves.
Get her, comedian. Go wash your face, comedian. It's dirty.
Come up forward, Shannon. I want to talk to you. Things, what we shall need to salvage the rest of that gold. Take the wheel, Danny.
Right.
First of all, we're going to need an awful lot of dynamite.
Hi, Danny. Want to wash my face for me?
Would you hold still?
If you were gentle. Are you gentle, Danny?
Want to try?
Think of what the rest of our passengers would say.
Yeah, they'd talk.
If they could, they would.
You kill me.
That's not the idea. I'm talking about Shannon.
Uh-huh.
Shannon will relieve Filippo at the wheel at 4 bells this morning. I'll wake Shannon. Stand at the wheel with him. Put my arms around him. Say something nice to him that'll make him warm. A knife in his back could put an end to it all. Maybe you can do the same to Filippo later.
If you're anxious for me, Candy Mouth, why don't I do it while he's asleep?
Take the chance if you want. But maybe Shannon won't sleep.
You're an education, baby. Something a man needs to get ahead.
Beautiful night, isn't it, Filippo?
Miss Duval, what are you doing here?
Right now, admiring the way you handle the wheel.
Get below. Wake Mr. Shannon. It is his turn at the wheel.
After all I've done for you, look what I brought you.
What?
Me and Slate's pea jacket. To keep you warm. Put on the jacket. Go ahead. Put it on.
Very well. Your sudden concern amazes me.
And my arm around your shoulder. What's your reaction to that?
Amazement.
Filippo.
Yes?
Hold me.
My dear.
Hold me. Hold me.
You set him up pretty, Candy Mouth. Hey, Candy Mouth, come back here. Okay, I'll throw him in the ocean myself.
Slate, are you up?
Huh? What's the matter?
Don't talk, just listen to me. Danny just stabbed Filippo. He thought it was you.
Let's get out of here. Get back on deck.
Hey, this is Filippo. You tricked me.
There he is, by the wheel.
Listen to me, sailor.
I'll get you, both of you.
Crawl forward along the starboard side, circle around, and grab the wheel.
But he's standing there.
I'll draw him away from the wheel. When I yell, grab that wheel and spin it hard. And open up the throttles.
Aye, Skipper.
You looking for me, Danny?
Yeah, I am.
Come and get me.
That's what I'm doing. You're shark bait, Shannon.
Prove it to me.
Yeah, I will. I work good with a knife, you'll see.
Show me. Sailor! Where's your balance, kid?
Shannon!
So, you got no foundation? Sailor.
You're my boy.
I'll take the wheel now.
Let's pull up to the curb for a minute.
Later, sailor. When we get home.
Slate.
Yeah?
What are you looking like that for?
I'm trying to figure you, sailor. I'm trying to figure why you ran to the Cuban officials and told them where the Hesperides was located. And why did you give them those 6 gold ingots?
5 gold ingots.
Oh, you held one back. Show it to me.
I put it in my hope chest.
What else you got in your hope chest?
1 doily.
What kind of a hope chest is that? 1 doily and 1 gold ingot.
It'll build.
Come here, sailor. I did that even though you stole. I forgive you for it.
Come here, Slate. I forgive you, too.
For what?
I looked in my hope chest a few minutes ago. All I've got is 1 doily.
And so our 2 stars, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, have brought to a close our latest bold venture story. Special music was composed and conducted by David Rose. May we invite you to listen again next week at this time for another exciting adventure starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall together in Bold Venture.
That was Bold Venture with Sunken Spanish Gold, as originally heard August 13th, 1951. We'll be back with Whitehall-1212 when Classic Radio Rewind returns right after these messages. Welcome back to Classic Radio Rewind. Moving forward with our next Classic Radio episode, we'll dive into the world of Whitehall-1212. Whitehall-1212 was a groundbreaking American radio program that aired from November 18, 1951 to September 28, 1952, showcasing real files from Scotland Yard. The show highlighted the world-famous Black Museum and its collection of artifacts linked to infamous murder cases. Though an American production, it presented itself as a British endeavor, emphasizing authenticity. Written and directed by the talented Willis Cooper, the show featured an all-British cast, which added to its realistic feel. Each episode began with an introduction to the Black Museum by Chief Superintendent John Davidson of New Scotland Yard, who would then present artifacts related to the crime being dramatized. The show set itself apart with exceptional writing and direction and recreated 44 true crime cases in a documentary style. In this episode, an auto's running board in the Black Museum helped Scotland Yard solve the murder of a constable. From May 4th, 1952, this is Whitehall-1212 with the William George Greeley case.
Whitehall-1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the true stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories. The plain, unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is compiled through arrangement with Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Chief Superintendent John Davidson is the curator of the famous Black Museum of Scotland Yard. He will brief you on today's case from the official files of Scotland Yard, number 899MR952.
Good afternoon. If you're a murderer by trade, I would suggest that there is no surer way to hasten the end of your career than to select a policeman as your victim. Now, this thing is the running board of a motor car. It was concerned in the brutal death by violence of a police constable. Now, Chief Inspector Quentin Tabsit of Scotland Yard knows more about this case than any other person.
I think that's true, John. Although there were two other men who knew more about it than I.
But they're not living.
No, they're not. Comparatively few men survive hanging. The Chief Constable of Essex telephoned the CID from Romford at 9:05 on the morning of Tuesday, September the 27th, asking that officers be sent to Stapleford Abbots, a village halfway between Romford and Ongar on the London-Chelmsford Road. I was first on the Chief Inspector's rota, so I was assigned to the case. Accompanied by Detective Sergeant Philip Melanchthon Wise, I went at once to Stapleford Abbots, which is about 4 miles outside the limits of the Metropolitan Police area. I was shown the body of Police Constable William George Greenley, who had been stationed there and which had been found alongside the road a few miles from the village at 6:30 that morning, the 27th. The constable explained to Wise and me what had happened.
We know it happened sometime after 1:30 a.m., Chief Inspector, because I met him at a conference point at that time.
Where, Constable?
Near Grove House, on the road to Ongar, about 600 yards from where the body was found, sir.
Go on.
He had been shot 4 times, sir. Twice through the head and these other 2.
That's...
Yes, sir. They shot the poor chap square in each eye.
Horrible.
I hope they drown in their own blood, sir.
At least they'll hang.
Bill Greenley and I was kids together, sir.
They'll hang.
He had his pencil in his hand, sir. His notebook was lying on the road near him. He'd evidently stopped a car and was talking to them.
Marks on the road?
I'll show you, sir. It isn't far. I'd rather like to get out of here.
Wise and I followed the constable along the road to a spot where it had been cut to a small hill. The banks on either side at the edge of the road shoulders were about 6 feet high.
That's the place, sir. Here's where they found him, sir, where the grass is pressed down.
Little blood here.
Not as much as one would expect, sir. Over there on the other side, you see there's quite a bloodstain on the grass. We think he was first shot there, and then he dragged himself across the road and they shot his eyes out on this side.
Yeah. There was a motor car here, all right?
Yes, sir, we saw that.
Where's my sergeant, Sergeant Wise?
Down the road a bit, sir. Back there.
Oh, yes. What are you looking at, Sergeant?
Come down here, sir.
Come along. What?
That car was going pretty fast. See here.
Skidded off the road, didn't it?
When he flagged it down, no doubt.
See, it skidded through the grass on this side. Tire marks where it stopped.
Right toward London, wasn't it?
No doubt about that, sir, from the marks.
Was there anything written in Constable Greenley's notebook that would give us any idea?
Nothing, sir, after the notation about meeting me at Grove House at 1:30.
Much traffic through here, Constable?
Not much, sir.
This chap was certainly going pretty fast.
Especially on a twisty road like this one, I'd say.
Many fast drivers round here?
No, sir, none I know of.
Stranger, then, probably.
Except he must have known these twisty roads pretty well, sir.
Which puts us right back where we started, doesn't it?
Oh, he had a good reason for wanting to.
What'd you say, Wise?
I said either that, sir, or he had a good reason for wanting to get back to London in a great hurry.
Now, why would a stranger take the chance of breaking his neck by driving this kind of a road at 40 miles an hour? He's going at least that fast along here by the tire marks.
And why should he murder a policeman who stopped him?
What do you think, Sergeant Wise?
Well, what we need to look for is some crook running away from something. Running back to London to hide.
That's a pretty shrewd guess, Wise.
Oh, I think so myself, sir. But what was he running from?
Well,
I wonder if that was a stolen car he was running away with, sir.
At the tiny police station back in Stapleford Abbots, I asked to have someone remove the bullets from the body of Constable Greenley. A local surgeon volunteered to do it for us for the usual fee provided by the Home Office. After some difficulty, I was put through to Whitehall-1212 in London. I asked for Inspector Bailey.
Inspector Bailey speaking.
Hello, Pat. Tabsett here.
What are you up to, Quentin?
Need to know something, old boy. Got any reports of a car stolen last night in this part of the country?
What part of the country are you in?
Oh, Stapleford Abbots, Essex, I'm sorry.
I have to look it up. Where shall I call you?
Well, I'm at the police station in Stapleford Abbots. Ring me back as soon as you can, will you, please?
Right. 10 minutes.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Quentin.
Well, what do you think, Wise?
Oh, it isn't a bad guess, sir. We'll see. By the way, I had a look at those powder stains on the face of the dead chap.
Oh?
Had a smell, too. They're from black powder. Old-fashioned black powder, not modern nitrocellulose. That'll be something else to check on if we do find anybody. If he has a gun that shoots black powder cartridges...
Right. Good.
Excuse me, sir, there's a telephone call for you, sir.
Who is it, Constable?
London, sir. You can take it on that same phone you were using, sir.
Thanks. Don't go away. Chief Inspector Tabsett here.
It's Bailey here, Chief Inspector. You used second sight or something up there.
What?
Well, the first item on my list of stolen cars for last night is a four-seater Morris Cowley touring car. Painted blue, index marked TW6120. Stolen at about 2:30 a.m. from the garage of Dr. Kelm Haggerty of Billericay. In case you don't know the name's 12 miles east of where you are.
Just a second. Blue Morris Cowley, four-seater. TW6130.
No, 6120.
Right, TW6120. Dr. Kenelm Haggerty, Billericay, about 2:30 a.m. Thanks, old boy. Do as much for you one day. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that might be our car, gentlemen.
All we have to do now is find it, sir. If it is.
We'll find it, Wise.
I hope so.
Now, look, Wise. This car was taken from Billericay at about 2:30 a.m. What I want you to do is to get around the countryside between here and Billericay and talk to people.
Yes, sir?
I want you to find out if any of the people around here happen to hear a car driving at high speed sometime between 2:30 when it was stolen and 6:30 when they found the constable's body.
Yes, sir.
We'll accomplish two things, you see. A, whether that's the car we want, and B, by plotting on a map when and where it was heard, its probable destination. You see?
Right you are, sir.
You see?
Oh, certainly, sir.
You said there's not much traffic in these parts, Constable.
There isn't, sir. Somebody will be sure to have heard it.
Well, let's get cracking then.
Yes, sir. Where will you be?
I'll be back at the yard. I'm going to check up on known motorcar thieves. I'll be in touch with you. Good luck, boys.
Thank you, sir. Come on, Constable.
I returned to my office at Scotland Yard. Before setting in motion our machinery for checking the whereabouts of known criminals who were at liberty, I dispatched Emmons Carlson, an expert on motorcar tires, to Stapleford Abbots to see if he could identify the tire prints the motorcar had left on the road. He'd hardly left London when I had a telephone call from Sergeant Wise.
We've already had some good luck, sir. A farmer 4 miles this side of Bellericke heard a car traveling at high speed at 2:40 in the morning, and a widow, a mile and a half further along, heard it. She thinks at 2:45 or thereabouts. She says it sounded like a Morris Cowley, like her own car, sir.
Better and better, I thought. A little later, reports began coming into me on the known criminals who had been checked in London. 14 had already produced alibis. One, a smash-and-grab artist who had dabbled in motor cars, a chap named Whitey Wogan, was having difficulty proving his. The search went on. Information on the stolen Morris Cowley, identification number TW6120, was given general circulation. There were no results. 3 reports the next day from Sergeant Wise.
One from a retired colonel of the Cherubim, sir. 5 miles east of Ongar. Heard a car at 3:15 a.m. One from an apothecary at Ongar, 5 minutes later. One from 2 men returning from a British Legion meeting at about 3:30. Say they were almost run down by a blue Morris Cowley a few miles south of Ongar. They didn't see the number.
26 more people with criminal records were checked. All had alibis. Whitey Wogan still refused to talk. Emmons Carlson reported him from Stapleford Abbots.
Yeah, here it is, sir, on the chart. I made these photographs on the spot. You see? Pretty blurred they are, sir, but you can identify them. Now here, on the chart, type B, 1/32, or 1/23, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
4 parallel lines around the circumference of the tire. Diagonal lines at the edges of the tire.
Mm-hmm.
Short diagonals the other direction, in the center. Oblique parallelograms, you might say. Can't be anything but a Dunlop Fortuner tire.
Does that do us any good, Carlson?
I telephoned Dr. Kenelm Haggerty, sir, at Billericay. The stolen car was equipped with Dunlop Fortuners.
No doubt now that that was the murder car. Another report from Sergeant Wise placed the car 5 miles north of where the constable was murdered at 3:30 a.m., still headed south. I ticked off the reports on a map of the area. It was a circuitous route, but there was no doubt of it. The car was headed for London, but then the trail was lost. A report from Percy Young in the ballistics laboratory.
About those bullets taken from the body of the constable who was shot near Stapleford Abbots, Chief Inspector.
Yes, Percy, what did you find out?
They're all from a Webley .38 caliber revolver. Seem to me, I should say, somewhat obsolete manufacture, but I'm not sure of that.
You could identify the particular gun they were fired from if we got hold of it, could you, Percy?
Of course. Fetch it in.
Unfortunately, I haven't got it, Percy. Unfortunately, I haven't got anything. Unfortunately, all I've got is the knowledge of the car the murderer rode in. And the fact that the car's probably somewhere in London. With the murderer, I hope. Unfortunately, I have no idea who he is. Yet. But we'll find out. You can't murder a policeman and get away with it. I'll bring you the gun sooner or later. Sergeant Wise came in.
Afternoon, sir.
Hello, Wise.
Got some news for you.
Good. What?
They found the car.
They have? Why didn't they tell me?
Your telephone was busy, sir.
Ah, Brixton.
Been there all night, apparently, they said.
Sure it's the car?
Blue Morris Cowley, 4-seater, number TW2160.
Mm-hmm.
Fingerprint people and all are there now. Looking it over.
Brixton, you said?
Brixton, yes, sir.
That's where Whitey Wogan lives.
Who, sir?
Car thief.
Oh.
Won't tell us where he was the night of the murder.
Shall I bring him in, sir?
Better. I'll go and have a look at the car first, though. Here's his address. See you later there.
Right.
Could be possible, I thought, as I drove over to Brixton in the police car. We'd see. They were going over the Morris Cowley with a fine-tooth comb as I arrived. They hadn't found much, according to the sergeant in charge.
Nothing very much, sir. Let's see that list, Thackeray. Ah. Drops of what appears to be blood on right-hand running board, sir.
You collected them?
All right, sir. Laboratory's got them already, sir. Bits of grass and daubs of clay on the edge of the same running board.
We'll want that to compare with clay from the spot where the constable was murdered, Sergeant.
See to it, Thackeray. Oh, yes, and between the cushions of the front seat, this revolver cartridge, sir.
What kind is it?
Obsolete type, sir, for a Webley 38, but the issue of this kind of black powder cartridge was discontinued in 1913, sir. I'm quite an expert on firearms, sir.
Good. That's just the kind we were looking for, Sergeant.
I'm very happy, sir.
That all? What about fingerprints?
Not a sign of one so far, sir. Still looking, sir, but so far clean as a Coldstreamer's boots, sir. And who might you be, miss?
My name's Miss Winnie Clapsaddle, mister. And I'm here because I come with a sergeant, so don't give me none of your back chatter or dot you one over the ear roll like I done him.
Oh, don't
open your fly trap to the cops, Whitey dear.
What's going on here?
Excuse me, Chief Inspector.
Oh, it's you, Sergeant Wise. What?
Excuse me, sir. This is Whitey Wogan.
Don't say a word, Whitey.
And, who are you, please, miss?
I'm his sweetheart. I'm the barmaid at the Saracens Head Public House, and I'll thank you for none of your back chat neither, mister.
Now, look here.
She insisted on coming along, sir, when I picked up Wogan here.
And I'll do the talking, too.
Perhaps you can tell us, then, young woman, why your sweetheart is in possession of all those newspaper cuttings referring to this murder case.
Be still, Whitey Duck. He's in possession of these here blinking newspaper cuttings because he wants to find out what it is you coppers is badgering him for. The poor lamb.
And the bloodstained bandages I found in your room, Wogan?
Don't blush, Whitey dear. It happens to anyone.
What are you talking about?
Hold your temper, Whitey love. I'll tell you why they're there, and I'll tell you why my poor little Whitey don't want to tell you where he was while this murder was going on. It's because I hit him over the noggin with a Guinness bottle when he refused to kiss me in public. And it took 2 constables to drag us to the police station. That's why.
Is this true, Wogan?
Of course it's true. And you can prove it by looking at the police charge sheet for that last night when we was both in the clink for disturbing the peace. He never murdered no one, mister. He's just plain embarrassed.
It was true. Our only suspect had been nursing a broken crown in jail, which his 13-stone sweetheart had inflicted on him. We were at a dead end. The evidence had run out. Here was the murder car. Here was the victim's blood. The forensic laboratory established that the stains were of the same blood type as Constable Greenlee's. We had a cartridge which we were certain was from the murder gun. Scotland Yard had traced everything but the murderer himself. The coroner's inquest on the body of Constable William George Greenlee returned a verdict of death at the hands of person or persons unknown. He was buried with full police honors, and the bugler sounded the last post at his funeral, because he had once been a soldier. The Home Office began paying his wife a pension. We kept on. We questioned more than 1,500 persons who might conceivably have committed the murder. Our man was not among them. But he was still at large. No policeman ever forgets the murder of another policeman. The months went on, and Wise and I were assigned to other cases. One day, almost a year later, Wise came into my office. Hello, Wise.
Hello, Chief Inspector.
What's up?
You ever had a hunch?
I never had a good one.
Yes.
You have had, though.
I have one now.
Forget it. What's it about, Wise?
Well, I was reading in the Police Gazette about a case, a very unimportant case in Sheffield, the other day. It was quite interesting.
Don't be so bloody mysterious, ma'am. What was it?
A lorry driver had some trouble with a reckless driver. The driver shot down a side street and disappeared.
Yes?
I said it was a hunch, sir.
Go ahead. I've only got this report to get out.
Well, this lorry driver noted down the number of the car.
Well, what?
It was a stolen car.
Thinking about that poor blighter that was murdered, the Essex constable.
I haven't forgotten how somebody shot that poor chap's eyes out, Chief Inspector.
Neither have I, Philip. Go on.
Well, they picked up the driver of the stolen car, and this chap told them who he bought the stolen car from.
Who?
Got it from a garage man in London here named Frederick Guy Sears.
Sears. Name means nothing to me.
Yeah, it didn't to me at first. But out of habit, I expect. I looked him up a little. He has a record. He's been sent down twice.
Have the Sheffield police picked him up?
No, they can't find him.
Oh. What's your hunch?
Well, he's a car thief.
Apparently.
He was in the Royal Engineers, and...
Well, that's no crime, so was I.
Yes, but you didn't steal a .38 Webley revolver, old boy.
Did he?
So I hear, Chief Inspector. That boy in Essex was shot with a .38 caliber Webley. Will you still have those bullets they took out of his head?
Mm-hmm.
Then they could tell us if they came from that gun.
If we find the gun.
Let's go and look for it.
Well, I don't know.
That doctor's case of instruments that was in the Morris Collie, they were never found either.
That's right.
They might be at his garage, too.
Hasn't anybody been in that garage looking for him?
No, I know the sergeant who was there. He didn't look around very carefully. I think I could get a warrant of search.
You said the man was missing.
I know where he is.
Where?
Dartmoor.
In prison?
No. A friend of his is being released after a 3-year term. He went up to welcome him out of prison.
Coming back to London?
Today.
You seem awfully anxious to find this fellow, Wise.
I hate a cop killer, Chief Inspector. Don't you?
Get your search warrant. The garage was closed, of course, but we got inside all right. I doubt anyone saw us. It was a relatively empty place. One big, concrete-floored room and a desk in one corner behind a wooden railing. A few tool shelves along one wall. Filing cabinet or two alongside the desk. We walked across the floor first.
Not much of an office.
Let's have a look in the desk drawers.
Right. Empty.
This one's empty, too.
This, too.
Try 'em all.
Doesn't he keep anything here?
Pretty careful man. Nothing incriminating for anybody to find.
He must keep some papers here or something. What's in here, I wonder?
Cabinet. Open it.
It's locked.
Open it.
There a pinch bar?
Here on the wall.
That ought to do.
Anything interesting?
Alarm clock. Wrenches. What's he want to hide this stuff for?
Because it locks up, I guess. Doesn't trust his friends.
Suppose so. Look here.
What is it?
One of those gadgets a doctor puts in his ears and listens to your heart with.
Stethoscope. What else?
Oh, I dropped it.
What is it?
There's 2 or 3 of them. Look like... That's what they are.
What do you mean?
My hunch was right. These are doctor's instruments.
What was that doctor's name, the one that owned the car?
Kenelm Haggerty.
You've got a good memory.
Oh, not so good. It's stamped right here on the handle of this lancet, or whatever it is.
Well, indeed. Now, all we have to do is find that Webley revolver, and somebody's going to hang.
Well, this cabinet's empty.
Wonder about those tool shelves.
Have to look, I expect. Hope he doesn't walk in on us before we...
Speak of the devil, old boy.
What?
Somebody's coming.
There's only this one door.
Get on that side. I'll take this one.
Right, sir. See anybody?
Big husky chap coming.
Alone?
Seems to be.
What do you want me to do, sir?
Pick up that spanner there and tap him gently on the sconce if he leaps on me.
Right, sir.
If you have to hit him, be careful. We'll want to save him for the hangman, you know.
If he's the right one.
If he isn't, he'll do till the right one comes along.
Quiet.
Are you Frederick Guy Sears?
Who the devil are you?
I'm Chief Inspector Tabbs of the Scotland Yard, and I arrest you on...
Look out, he's got a revolver.
You!
Look out!
Drop that. Get off my neck! Get off!
Are you hurt, sir?
Get off my neck!
Missed. That one did it.
Is he out cold?
Doesn't seem to be, sir.
Quite. Well, in that case, I arrest you on suspicion of the murder of Constable William George Greeley.
All right, sir.
And I warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing. Maybe using evidence. Have you got the gun, Wise?
Have a look at it, sir. It's what we're looking for. A Webley .38 revolver. And unless I'm much mistaken, these are old-fashioned black powder cartridges. Come along with us, Mr. Sears. There's a man that wants to see you.
He was the man. He and an accomplice whom we found easily from the direction Sears gave us had murdered Constable Greenley. You wonder at the brutality of shooting out his eyes. Sears told us why.
I heard the picture of the last thing a man sees before he dies stays right on his eyeballs. I was the last thing he seen, but he didn't have any eyeballs left when I got done with him.
Sears and his accomplice were tried at Old Bailey a year and a month after they'd committed the murder. They were both hanged. One at Pentonville and one at Wandsworth. Same day.
Heard today on Whitehall 1212 were Harvey Hayes, Horace Braham, Lester Fletcher, Guy Spall, Winston Ross, Peter Forrester, Maurice Gosfield, and Beulah Garrick. Whitehall 1212 is written and directed by Willis Cooper. If you were offered odds of 4 to 50, you'd think they were pretty poor, wouldn't you? Well, then just imagine how hopeless a person suffering from cerebral palsy must feel. His chances of getting any kind of treatment are exactly that, 4 out of 50. Well, you say to yourself, why? Why is that? Because it takes money to train the needed specialists, to build and equip the necessary treatment centers, to solve the mysteries of this baffling condition. Although many of the 550,000 sufferers from cerebral palsy are virtually helpless, their cause isn't helpless. No, that's where you come in. They can be helped by accurate diagnosis, by accurate treatment and loving care. Make it possible for them to become useful, productive citizens. They have the will. You can help provide the way. Enlist today in this fight. Send your contributions to United Cerebral Palsy in care of your local postmaster. Forget them not. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
That was Whitehall 1212, as originally heard May 4th, 1952. A programming reminder that Old Time Radio USA presents an all-day marathon of Escape coming up on Thursday, March 15th. This series ran on CBS from 1947 to 1954. Tired of the everyday grind? Want to get away from it all? Then join us on March 13th, beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time for an all-day adventure from Escape. Remember, the WOTR radio network gives you all-day access to the best in old-time radio, all day, every day. Just head over to WOTRradionetwork.com, where you'll have free, all-day, unlimited access to its live radio streams and past episodes of Classic Radio Rewind, so head over there today and check it out. That wraps up this week's edition of Classic Radio Rewind. Join us next week, where we will hear from Sergeant Joe Friday in Dragnet and Lamont Cranston as The Shadow. We'll have an exciting hour planned next week, so make sure you take the time to click subscribe on your favorite podcast player so you'll get notified of new released episodes. And until then, for Classic Radio Rewind and the WOTR Radio Network, this is Barry Slinker saying goodbye for now.
Classic Radio Rewind is a production of the WOTR Radio Network. For more Classic Radio Rewind, and to listen to any of the WOTR Radio Network stations, go to www.wotrradionetwork.com.